Okay, let's just try this again. Hello YouTubers. Now this video here I'm going to show, this is the front fender on my daughter's Honda Metro, and I took my stab at painting it because she had a little bump into a fence post and just with scratches and stuff like that, and kind of a crack here, and there's a crack here that I got to repair. Actually, I repaired it once, but I didn't do it right, and it was pretty good shape. But when I took it off, the bike kind of helped it along, so it lasted a good year and a half. But I found out there's a little more to it, and I'm going to kind of show how you do it a little better. I use this stuff here called Plastics. It's you can buy it online. This is the liquid, and then you have a powder right here. And this powder, there's little ways to do it. There's a way to do it, and I'll show how to do that. But anyways, watch the Dio Speeds videos and stuff. I learned a little bit more too, because I have watched it. He's done his he did a Honda gyro, and made that thing look pretty sweet. So I learned a lot of tricks from him. But anyways, I did make a repair down here, plastics repair down here, and it turned out pretty good. But as you notice, I do have some scratches here. There's a little crack up here. I got to fix that. And then when I'm done with the body, with fixing the plastic, I bought this stuff the Dio Speed recommends. It's a spot putty, basically. It's a Bondo, a glazing and spot putty, and he recommends 3M because, like he said, 3M's good stuff. So I bought that, and there's little ways to how to do that, and I'll show how to do that kind of stuff too. You kind of got to sand. I got to sand this with. I bought some 2000 grit. That's for finishing it, but to get it kind of basically so the surface has a 400 grit, and it's wet. You should always do wet sanding anyhow, until you're at the stage just before painting, and that'll be the 2000 grit, 15 from at least 800, but 1500 up to 2000 grit. Be the the finished sanding, and that's just before you get ready to paint it. But there's some stuff called build-up primer. I gotta buy a can of that. I don't have that with me yet, but I'm not ready at that stage anyways. I have a repair to make first, and then you put the spot putty down, you sand that, make it look nice. Then you use this build-up primer, but you have to prep the surface first to so that the primer sticks to the surface, and then the paint sticks to the primer surface. So you can use a filler primer and then a primer sealer. The primer sealer part is the part that seals the primer. So, but anyways, I'm going to set up to show how you kind of set up the groove here. This groove is pretty rough shape, obviously, and I'll show you how you do that. I've got a Dremel, and they recommend using a what's called a teardrop bit. That's this bit right here on a Dremel tool. I've got the cable wand, easier to handle it. But anyways, you use this bit here, and you basically, wherever the crack is, you have to do it on both sides. You run a groove in the crack all the way through, okay? And then on the flip side, you do exactly the same thing. You run a groove through the crack and you make like a valley for the stuff to sit in. And also, you have to make sure that you don't have any sharp edges. Okay, can't be any sharp edges. And once you got the valley made up and the sharp edges done, clean it up a little bit, and then you use the plastic stuff, and that stuff works pretty darn good. It worked good over here, so never had a problem. But the only thing I didn't do was I did not spot putty, or didn't really finish it off, if you will. But I have on the fender over here, on the front cowl, I've got some scratches that I'm going to use spot putty on. And again, I have to sand the surface, prep it, and do the same thing with the bucket side. But before you start putting paint on it, you don't have to use build-up primer on those pieces. I will use build-up primer on this if I have to. Depends what the spot putty does. And then I will just use just paint it, and because again, you have to, you know, sand the surface. You know, sand the surface go one direction to rough it up, basically, and give something for the paint to stick to. So this is the first of starting the repair process. So just kind of want to explain in this one what I'm doing, gearing up to do, and then I'll show what I've done on the first side of the groove cut, and basically laying the bedding, if you will, for the plastic repair. It's basically plastic welding, and same thing on this side. And once I've done that, I'll show what it looks like. So more to continue. Again, thanks for watching, and comments, any constructive criticisms are welcome. So these guys tips or tricks, spit it out, just holler. Thank you, appreciate it.